Caleb Williams has all these weapons to, distribute the ball to. He put out a goal before training camp started. The whole 4K 70% completion percentage. Ben Johnson and them came together with that goal to help him. Do you think he's going to achieve that this year?
I think 4,000. Yeah, I mean 4,000 should be the goal. I mean
Hmm.
that should be achievable. Like he had 3,500 last year, 3,600 maybe last year, something like that. We kind of went through it and looked, and it's like, well, he left a lot of yards on the field against Washington. There's a couple
Hmm.
games at the end of the year he really struggled. 4,000 should be it. He should get that. 70%, that's really tough, man. Like only five
Yeah.
quarterbacks did that last year.
I think it was like Tua,
Two,
Jared Goff.
yeah, Tua Goff. I can't remember. There's a couple other ones. Tua Goff.
I think
Jane
Gino
Daniels was
too.
like sixth, and he almost got
Okay.
it. But yeah, it's a very tough thing to do. But like Josh Allen is not at 70% all time. Or Patrick
Hmm.
Mahomes, I'd say is probably not at 70% all the time. So Sam Darnold might have been one of them. I can't remember, but um,
Yeah.
yeah, it was it's interesting. I think it's gonna be tough to get to 70%. That's just unless you're checking down and they're running a lot. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Check down
4,000.
Charlie.
Yeah, 4,000 probably the better of the two goals.
And it'd be such a crazy thing for him to hit that, second year, first year with Ben, and just be like, "Oh my goodness, we're celebrating it!" And it's a norm for every other franchise.
Yeah, yeah. Every other franchise has done it and like has multiple people doing it. And it's like the Bears can't even get close to it.
But what are some realistic expectations for Caleb Williams this season? Like, what would you say? Not looking at just the wins and stuff. What is something you would be like? All right, this was a good year for Caleb. This was a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I think like showing his deep ball accuracy is improved.
Okay.
Um, Taking those short throws, not panicking, not trying to do the Superman type plays. Like, yeah, he can make those. That's fine. But like taking those short throws, taking the check downs, timing, the rhythm, the throwing the ball, on with anticipation and putting the ball in a good spot. I think that's all stuff that tell me, all right, he's he's ready to ascend, and we're starting to see some of that in camp too, like putting the
Okay.
ball where it needs to be in the right timing, and that's been kind of a struggle for him.
It should be nice too with him having a better offensive line, a more well-rounded group, especially in the interior. And last year he was holding on the ball a little too long than
Yeah,
usual, but having Ben Johnson, having a good coaching staff with them should be nice. With I know you're a Drake May guy,
yeah,
UNC, ties. With Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and Caleb Williams, how do you think he's gonna fare next to those two guys this season?
yeah. I mean, it's
Sophomore slump between any of these guys?
I mean, it's tough because like Daniels was so good
Mhm.
last year, but there's moments he also struggled, and
Yeah, defenses were figuring them out in the second half of the season a little bit.
yeah, and I mean he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be a really good quarterback. I still
Mhm.
think like all three are gonna be good. Like I think all three have the chance to be really good franchise quarterbacks. Even Bo Nix has probably the chance to be that too. But
Mhm.
I think eventually it's going to be Caleb and Jaden 1 and 2. I think Jaden will probably be one, Caleb at two. That's fine. Like they're both going
Okay.
to be pretty good. What I worry about May is like he doesn't have the weapons that McCarthy has or Caleb has or Bo Nix or depending on what happens with McLaurin, like Jaden Daniels has. So it might be a little tough for Drake May.
Out of the three, who do you think is going to have the best season?
Hmm.
I don't think
Um.
Scary Terry's going to get traded, even though he just requested a trade. I don't think they're
Yeah,
going to trade him.
it might be like leverage for him. I'd
Gotta be.
probably say I think it'd be Caleb. I really do. I think with Ben Johnson, I think
Mhm.
a lot of things are going to change.
And the crazy thing about the Commanders, Jaden Daniels' success, that's an old team. That's probably one of the oldest football teams in the NFL right now.
Yeah, yeah, and they. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from Jaden Daniels or anything like that because he made some really good plays, but
Right.
also like you might see a regression.
Hmm.
Defenses are gonna eventually figure you out, so we'll have to kind of see. I mean, I do think, yeah, I think Daniels will be fine, but we'll have to kind of see on that.
I'm going to go with Caleb too. One quarterback that I think gets into there above Bo Nix, Michael Penix. I think he has a great
Oh,
year this year. I think there's a new big four with Penix joining it.
You think? Yeah, I'm not as high on Michael Penix.
He's a
I'm just
gunslinger. I love his game.
he is, and he throws a really beautiful spiral.
Yes.
I just got to kind of see it a little more. I don't know. There's something about him. I'm just not. I'm also like Bo Nix. I'm also not fully sold on either.
I
I'll throw that out there.
I think he's very much more than Jaden Daniels benefiting from,
Yes.
his scheme, his coach, what they're doing for him
Yes.
than anything.
Yeah, he's probably the one that's real, and that's nothing wrong with that because they're winning
Mhm.
games. But like him and McCarthy will be the two that are probably
Yeah.
they're gonna benefit the most from that.
But I would want him to get an extension done with, Keenan Allen. I would want him to stay with the Chicago Bears for maybe 2 or 3 more years because he's coming off his best season last year with the Chargers.